Hi, for this video what I'm going to do is show you how to reflect a triangle over a given line or axis in the coordinate plane. So the first example that I'm going to go through is reflecting triangle ABC over the x-axis. So if you recall, the x-axis is the horizontal axis, so we're going to take and we're going to flip our triangle down here. Okay, so in order to do that, what's going to happen is we're going to change the sign of our y coordinate. Okay, so since I have 2, 2, this would change to 2, negative 2. So we're basically taking this point and we're going to keep it on the same x-axis, but we're going to flip it down to where it's 2 below the x-axis rather than 2 above. So this would be our A prime, 2, negative 2. C, since it's at 4, 3, it's 3 above. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to take and we're going to flip it so that it ends up being 1, 2, 3 places below the x-axis. So our C prime would be at 4, negative 3. And then our last one, B, what's going to happen is we want it to be 1 below. So B prime would be at 5, negative 1, and that's all you have to do. So anytime you are flipping it over the x-axis, you are going to change the coordinates, change the sign of your y coordinate. All right, so let's go into our next one. So for this one, we're going to reflect it this time over the y-axis. So the y-axis is our vertical axis. So what's going to happen now is that the sign of the x-coordinate changes. So this time we're going to stay on the same y line, but we're going to change the coordinate of x. So negative 1, 4 would become 1, 4. Okay, 2, 2 would be flipped over here, so it would go to negative 2, 2. And then our C coordinate, we would reflect it, right now it's at negative 3, negative 1. So it's going to stay at the negative 1 and it's going to flip over here to 3. So now all we have to do is connect our dots, and we can see that our triangle was flipped across the y-axis and only the signs, let me try to make those lines a little bit straighter. Sometimes it's really hard for me to draw a straight line with this tool. Okay, so we reflected it, this time we flipped it over the y-axis. And the last one that I want to talk to you about, because this one occurs a lot, is reflecting over the line y equals x. That just means your x and your y coordinates are the same. So when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1, etc. And so what's going to happen is you're going to just draw this line right here, and we're going to reflect over this line. So in order to do this one, you are going to switch your x and y coordinates. So for example, since A is at 2, 4, we would just switch it to A prime 4, 2. And then we would do the same thing for all of them. So I would go over to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2, and this would give us our A prime. B would become 2, 5, so I would go right 2 and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our last one, C, would become negative 1, positive 1. And then we would just connect our dots. So we would end up with this triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And all we did was we took and we reflected, so we flipped it over the line y equals x. So just to recap, remember that when you're going over the x-axis, your sign of your y coordinate changes. When you're going over the y-axis, the sign of your x-coordinate changes, and anytime that you were reflecting over the line y equals x, you're switching both your x and your y coordinates. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there are additional topics you would like me to cover, please let me know that as well.